We are truly Anglophones. Again, we seem to be true Anglophones. Else, show me the outrage against what is happening on our people in La République du Cameroon. This is the subject of the message I bring to you today. Today is Monday, June the 9th, in the year of our Lord, 2025. I am Chris Anno, your comrade in arms for a free and independent southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. Fellow Ambazonians, for decades, Southern Cameroonians have lived through betrayal, marginalization, and state-sponsored abuse under the guise of national unity with La République du Cameroon. But recent events should strip away any remaining illusions. What is currently happening in Makenene, Bafia, and in Dikinemeki in French Cameroon is not just another episode in a long history of injustice. It is a brutal reminder of what we are in their eyes. That is, we are expendable, voiceless, powerless, and foreigners. That's what French Cameroon citizens perceive us to be. Over the course of last week and this Monday, there has been a systematic and targeted assault on southern Cameroonian refugees who sought shelter in these francophone towns during the 9 years of war. These individuals, many of them cocoa farmers who had rebuilt their lives from the ruins of war in Ambazonia, are now being told in no uncertain terms, go back to Ambazonia. This is not your home. Our people are being told. In towns like Makenene, Bafia, and Ndikinemeki, these families are witnessing their homes being razed, their cocoa farms destroyed, and their dignity stripped. Where the flames have not yet reached, cutlasses have. Some have even been killed. These are not random acts of violence. They are coordinated acts of ethnic cleansing carried out with the confidence that no authority will intervene. And indeed, none have. When local authorities were called upon, they visited the scene of devastation, spoke to the distraught farmers, and left without making even a threat of punitive measures against the perpetrators. Why? Because the aggressors belong to a privileged class, the ruling class. La République du Cameroon citizens emboldened, ladies and gentlemen, by a system that protects them and scorns all of us. These acts are not punished because, in their eyes, Southern Cameroonians are not citizens. We are foreigners. We are Ambazonians or Biafrans, infidels, second-class people, good only for mockery, cheap labor, or target practice. This is not hyperbole. This is the naked reality. The Cameroonian state continues to show time and again in the midst of a 9-year-old liberation war that it does not consider us part of its citizenry. It wants the world to believe we are one people, one nation, but when its citizens rise up to attack, displace, and kill our people, kill Southern Cameroonians, kill Ambazonians, the government turns a blind eye. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if what is happening in Bafia, Makenene, and the rest was happening in Ambazonia against francophone citizens of La République du Cameroon? Suppose Southern Cameroonians took up machetes and drove Francophones out of Boya or Bamenda. Suppose we burn their farms, raze their homes, and dare to say, go back to Yaoundé, Douala or Betua. This is not your home. Of course, the response will be swift and merciless. Military helicopters would swarm the skies. Soldiers would occupy every inch of our towns, rounding up innocent people in Calais operations, executing some, extorting others, and imprisoning thousands. The state would not rest until it had crushed every hint of defiance. But when it is us, when it is Ambazonians who suffer, the silence is deafening. Tell me, ladies and gentlemen, tell me, how can anyone even say that we belong to the same country, the same La République du Cameroon, the one and indivisible? How can anyone think for a moment that we are one country? Today, our people in Makenene and Bafia are being chased from their lands, the lands they cultivated with sweat and tears, lands that gave them hope, homes that sheltered their children. And yet, not a single outrage from La République du Cameroon or Yaoundé. No presidential statement, no arrest, no justice. The images circulating on social media are horrifying. Farmlands charred, homes reduced to ashes, elders and children sleeping in the open, mocked and taunted as they flee the only security they've known in 9 years. But this is the bigger problem. Where is the outrage among Ambazonians? Where is the outrage? Where is the fire in the belly of Ambazonians everywhere, including the diaspora? How can we watch our brothers and sisters suffer this humiliation and remain indifferent? How is that even possible? Have we lost our humanity? How can we justify allowing Francophones to live peacefully in our territory, in Boya, in Bamenda, in Mutengene, in Bamendankwe, in Santa, in Kumba, owning plots, building homes, and farming, while our own are being butchered and displaced with state approval? Why can't we give them what they have given us, send them packing out of Ambazonia? Why can't we confiscate their farmlands, confiscate their homes, and tell them this is a foreign country? If ever there was a time to rethink our stance, it is now. If this moment doesn't stir you, nothing ever will. We have been called Anglophones for too long, and perhaps rightly so, because no self-respecting people would continue to offer peace while receiving bullets, offer refuge while their own are cast out, and offer farmlands while their own fields are burned. We must not confuse kindness with weakness. Our openness has been weaponized against us. While we hope for coexistence, they prepared for dominance. While we planted cocoa, they plotted our eviction. And while we appealed to justice, they delivered violence. Now is the time to say, enough, enough. If the Cameroonian state insists we are its citizens, let it prove it. Let it protect us as it would protect its own. Let it prosecute those who attack us as it would prosecute any crime. And if it cannot or will not do so, then we must accept the truth. It has never seen us as its citizens. And that is why for 9 years we have been at war. And we must stop behaving as if we are their citizens. I'm speaking now to some of you who think that one and indivisible Cameroon is your destiny. It is not. We are Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians. It is time for Ambazonians to assert their dignity, to say clearly and firmly that our land is not a heaven for those who destroy us, that we will no longer be the only ones who forgive, who coexist, and who tolerate, that the lives and livelihoods of our people matter. This is not a call to hatred. It is a call to justice. It is a demand for balance, a cry for recognition, and above all, ladies and gentlemen, a warning. And the warning is this: we will start treating you Francophones as strangers in our land. The moment has come. What has been done in Bafia, in Bafia, Makinene and stuff, it cannot be reversed. It cannot reverse. The only result is for us to start showing Francophones everywhere in Ambazonia. They don't own farmlands in Ambazonia. They don't own plots in Ambazonia. And they shouldn't own even homes in Ambazonia. Short and simple. To every Ambazonian still asleep, still believing in a false unity, still hoping that justice will trickle down from a government that has never respected us. Wake up, open your eyes. Our people are bleeding and they are laughing at us. They call us Anglophones, and we live up to the name every time we look away, every time we keep silent, every time we welcome those who would never welcome us. We must rise, not just with words, but with resolve, with action. We must organize, mobilize, and reclaim our narrative. Our dignity is not negotiable. Our right to exist, to live, to farm, to raise families without fear is not a privilege granted by the regime in Yaoundé. It is a birthright. The events in Makinene, Bafia, and Ndikinimiki must be documented, denounced, and remembered. They must fuel our determination, not break our spirit, and above all, they must mark the end of an era of foolish hope in a regime that will never recognize our humanity. Let us stop being Anglo fools. Let us start sending out Francophones. Let us start being Ambazonians with pride, purpose, and power. The world must hear us now, not in whispers of victimhood, but in roars of defiance. Our silence has been their weapon. Our awakening will be our shield. Let this be the moment, ladies and gentlemen, history remembers not for our pain, but for our courage. Send out every Francophone from any farmland in Ambazonia. And again, this is coming to you from your comrade in arms, Chris Ano. Please get out this message to every other gadget next to you. God bless you all.